When you think of a garden or when you're in a garden, how do you feel? What does it look like when the garden is tended to, when it's in bloom, when, what's in it? Flowers, vegetables, fruits. There's so many
Yeah.
different ways that you can experience and grow a garden. And so we're taking this concept and using this to share some insight. Today, we are going to be talking about you being the garden and what that means, what it represents, and more importantly, how to cultivate it. So,
Hmm.
when we talk about this topic of you are the garden, uh, you are the foundation, you are the soil, you are the aspect of growth, right? And the things that you plant into your body, your mind, your spirit, right? All of that takes root within you. And there's different dimensions of that, right? So this representation of the garden is a representation of the different aspects of who you are and how you can take this concept and use it to grow, to heal, to evolve, to release, to cleanse. So many things you can do. And I would love for Maya to share some of her insight on this.
Absolutely. I kind of liked what you said when you gave an analogy of the garden, you are the soil. Like, that is so true. The soil, people, just think about it. Without nurtured love and effort, your soil will not have the proper amount of nutrients to give you what it is required for you to grow. If you think about it, there's a lot of work that goes into the soil of a thing, the
Mhm.
foundation of it. And what you pour into that foundation, how you take your time to go out and pluck those weeds out of your life, out of your existence, out of your thoughts, out of your words, out of your actions, pluck that stuff out. Your garden is surely going to grow with so much bounty. um, your harvest will be plentiful. And if you just focus in on the soil, everything else is going to align itself, because the soil is the beginning of everything. And if we are the soil, sis, oh my God, that was so profound when you said that. When we are the soil, we'll tend to take a little bit, we see it from that perspective, we'll take a little bit more time and into us, and to make certain that what we allow to water us, what we allow to pour into us, is conducive to what it is we are here to do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
absolutely.
love that freaking analogy about us being the soil. Like, if you think about it, rich soil has beautiful earthworms.
Hmm.
And there are things that in that soil come to live and die, just like
Yes.
relationships, just like situations, just like employment. It comes to live and die in the soil so that you can gain the proper nutrients, the proper etiquette, the proper posture in your life.
If you don't tend to your garden, or when you're growing
Hmm.
things and you get to the point where you're not actually taking time for that soil to rest, or you're not um, adding or cultivating that soil appropriately, then that soil becomes depleted, and it's
Hmm.
just hard, dry, cracked, and nothing can grow from it. And so it's so important to be able to recognize what stage you're in, you
Yes.
know, of growth. Are you in a stage of growth? Are you in a stage of rest and recovery?
Girl, are
Um,
you picking weeds? Are you in that
okay.
stage? You're picking
Are you
weeds.
exactly? Are you clearing things out? There's so many different things that are necessary when it comes to stages of growth and how that shows up within you.
Hmm.
Um, and none of those things are wrong, right? But it's just a
Right.
matter of like what do you need at this particular point? And
Mm-hmm.
like, do you need water, right? Do you need hydration and more nourishment? And what can that look like, right? So let's take this and go a little bit further.
Yes,
So
let's.
by water, I'm not just talking about physically drinking water. That could be helpful, but that maybe it's being around water more, using water um, as a form of healing work that needs to be that you need at this point in your life. Spiritual baths could be, or just being in water, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual bath, but sometimes just being in water and connecting with that element of water can
Mm,
be just replenishing, right? Just
yeah,
restoring. So,
that
what's an example that comes up for you?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of that, baby, and have that fluid frequency.
Come on now.
Listening to fluid frequencies. And when I say that, I'm talking about watching the intake of what you put inside of your brains and how you allow things to implant themselves within you to program you to be certain ways.
Hmm.
Be fluid in the frequency. Have the frequency be fluid. Listen to those things that are fluid, that will build you up and not tear you down. If you are walking around listening to I shot this F and I shot this MF and I F this B and this nigga ain't it, and if you listening to all of that frequency, you're pouring into your soil. That frequency is more of what you're going to get. That frequency is what you're going to see. You have to make certain that you are on that right vibrational frequency, and you'll know it because it's like a piece there, a middle ground, and things are still going to happen around you. Life going to be life, but you're
Yeah.
not going to be acting no fool while life is life, and you're going to be looking like, okay, well, this soil right here ain't tainted. See, I did a lot of work on this soil right here. I done
Yeah.
plucked some weeds out. I see some over there trying to grow. I can go handle them real quick. See, I got to go handle them weeds. I ain't got time to be worried about what is happening over there. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So the right vibrational frequency must be fluid like that of water. And then I believe that the grounding of your thoughts, they
Hmm.
must be earthed. They
Hmm.
must be solid.
Yeah.
They must be secure. They must be promising. They
Hmm.
must be high vibrational, grounding those thoughts, because a lot of times your mind runs rampant and you are unable, and we call it scatterbrain. Me and my babies, my clients, we call it scatterbrain. Sometimes you just, your mind going a billion miles a minute. You're supposed to be doing something, you can't even concentrate on it. That's just real life.
Yeah.
Ground those thoughts. So be fluid enough to see when your thoughts need to be grounded, to see when you're all over the place. You are the garden. You must nurture your garden. There are so many different aspects that one can delve into in nurturing the garden, so you have the fluidity of the garden. You have the proper nutrients in the soil. Oh my
Hmm.
God. And then you must ground your thoughts. Sis, is there anything else that you can think of that we can share?
Yeah. Most gardens have a gate or a fence or
Yes, Lord.
something to
Yes,
prevent
Lord.
certain critters, you know, from getting in, right? Because there are, certain ones that you want inside of your garden that help with that
Right?
ecosystem. But
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
others
Mm-hmm.
that can be a detriment to that ecosystem that you're creating. And so
Mm-hmm.
having that fence, that barrier, that boundary, um, and being mindful of who you allow in to
Yep.
that frequency,
Yep.
right, into that space, into you, like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you consuming, what are you allowing in?
Yes.
And there's been many times where I've had to check myself and been like, dang, like, I'm doing this to myself. I am just letting the door just hang open and letting all types of riffraff come
Okay. Lord
tripping through.
Jesus.
Okay. Yes. And it's just like, okay, why am I consuming this content, or why am I around these people, or why am I spending so much time thinking negatively about myself, or about what I should do, couldn't do, or whatever, versus
Mm-hmm.
like changing that vibration and that frequency, like you mentioned. And so having those boundaries and those barriers, which can look like time. It could be a time boundary. It could be an energetic
Mhm.
one, emotional,
Mhm.
physical, monetary. Right? Don't give everything away when you're not in season to give. If it's not harvest
Oh my
season,
God. Come on now, Jira. We're
yeah.
gonna talk about some seasons in the next few episodes. So listen, y'all better stay tuned for that. Listen, if you don't understand how valuable you are as the garden,
Mhm.
then you will always be turning over your soil. You'll always have to turn it over. You'll always have to start again. You don't have to. You can just be on a continuous journey, a
Mhm.
continuous, peaceful, pleasant journey. It does not have to be all riff raff all the time. And
Right.
when it is sometimes probably going to end up being that way, it's just another way for you to look at your soil and see where you haven't been tending to it properly. That's it. That's
Mhm.
it. And when we can see it like that, our lives will change. Child, if we can just see it like that, all of the stuff we moan, groan, and complain about, we won't even be complaining about. We'll be like, oh, yes, sir, I'm going to get ready to grow again. I don't think I like this, but I'm going to get ready to grow. Come on with it. Because when you take it head on, it don't last that long.
Yeah.
So nurture you as the garden on a regular basis. Nurture you as a garden on a daily basis. Nurture you as your primary resource. You are the highest commodity. Nurture you, love on you, so that your garden can grow and flourish and you can reap the rewards and your harvest can be bountiful.
Yes.
All
Absolutely.
right. Y'all listen. It's been wonderful, honey. Listen, y'all can find us over there on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow us on our, subscribe rather to our VIP list, okay? If you will. There's some additional treasures that we'll be dropping there for VIPs only. Then we're also going to have some things that we'll do behind the scenes that you all will be welcome and privy to live. So I look forward to that. And also comment your thoughts on what it is we've shared today on previous episodes that you've watched. Let us know how it impacts your life, if any, and share some of your thoughts as well. We'd greatly appreciate that. Ooh, one last thing, baby. Do me a favor, if you will. Go over there to them podcasts. I know it is Apple and Spotify, right? That you can leave a review. Drop
Mhm.
your review, hit those 5 stars, baby, and drop your written review. That helps us be out there. If this is helping you, help us help someone else that may need it too. All right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love you
Definitely do
dearly.
that.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see y'all next time. Yes.
See you later, everyone.
Peace. Peace.